This is the dissection of a Grand Random Challenge question. The question I've chosen is this one. How many first-class postage stamps could you fix to a stick of rhubarb without any overlapping? If the value of the stamps was equal to the value of the rhubarb, what is the price of rhubarb per tonne? So this is the way I would dissect the question, how you might break it down. There's some decisions to make here. First of all, what's important? You might think about some familiar things that you know, some phrases, some words. Do we understand what a first-class postage stamp is? Not all students will. When's the last time they wrote a letter, to be fair? What's a stick of rhubarb? Are we familiar with grams, kilograms and tonnes? What about the language? Value. What does the term value actually mean? And overlapping. So don't ignore things like that. Then we'll just sort of have a look at some things that we perhaps do know. How many grams there are in a kilogram, how many kilograms in a tonne, how much is what's the value of a first-class postage stamp? If you don't know, you can find out, of course. Does it matter too much? Probably not, as long as it's reasonable. Then we've got sort of like a second layer of decisions. So I'll call this what's what, really. So we need to decide what the size and shape of a stick of rhubarb is. How big's a postage stamp? And what's the weight of a stick of rhubarb? Clearly, that's no standard amount, and will be determined by what you choose in a moment or two. Carry on, find out what you don't know. You need to Google it, ask somebody, whatever it might be. And then the third decision that you've got really is about difficulty. So you can decide whether you want to make the answer to your question difficult, mathematically challenging, or whether you want to, as I'm going to, take the easy route. Let me explain what I mean. So, I'm going to suggest that a rhubarb, or my stick of rhubarb anyway, has a square section of 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre, and that the stick is 20 centimetres long. And I'm going to also decide that the size of a postage stamp is 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre. And the value of a stamp is 60 pence. And the weight of a stick of rhubarb is 100 grams. That may or may not be somewhere close. We'll see. Then it's time for some sums. So if you think about it, if a stick is 20 centimetres long and a stamp is 1 centimetre square, you're going to get 20 stamps per side, which is 80 stamps, and then 1 on each end. So that's 82 stamps that you could get on one stick of rhubarb. So 82 times 60 pence, or 82 times 0.6 of a pound, gives you the value of £49.20 per stick of rhubarb. Now, we're going for the easy option, so we'll just round it up. We'll go to £50, because we can, and it doesn't matter anyway. You need to be prepared, of course, that some of the values are going to be extreme, to say the least. That's fine. If you then multiply things up, so we know that there are 100 grams per stick, and there are 1,000 grams in a kilogram, so that's 10 sticks per kilogram, and we know that there are 1,000 kilograms in a tonne, so we multiply that, so 10 times 50 is 500, times 1,000 gives you a value, an extreme value, of £500,000 per tonne of rhubarb. Now, if you want to make the cross-section of the rhubarb to be a squashed heart shape, perhaps a bit more realistic, and the size of a postage stamp to perhaps be 1.4 by 2.1 centimetres, and the length of a stick of rhubarb to be 16 inches, and the weight of the stick of rhubarb to be 1.4 ounces, that's absolutely fine, but clearly much more difficult. So you go however you think you want to, but you don't have to make it difficult unless you particularly want to.